The famous miracle story, Jesus making loaves of bread and, making fishes, is very upsetting. Well, it's just, he just made, more fish. I don't know how to get my head around this. I'm trying. I'm overacting. I can't help you out because I'm overacting. Because I don't see this happening other than at like Hogwarts at the Harry Potter movie. And that's how Jesus made fish, loaves of bread. I don't know. I don't know. Why is Jesus making fish for people to eat? Doesn't he, like, in those days, doesn't he have, like, vegan? I know it was 2,000 years ago, but still, shouldn't he have been, like, vegan? Why was he feeding people? This it drove me nuts the other day when I was trying to figure this out. Why on earth is Jesus feeding? I can understand bread. It's good and vegan, but Jesus, you're telling me he's eating. And he's giving the people fish. How can we do this? The Jewish man, he's going, oy vey. How can I explain this? Why? I don't know. Because it's like, he'll be vexed all day. He's going to go up and down Commercial Drive. And he's going to go shopping for carrots. And he's going to inspect the carrots. He's going all the way down, look at all the carrots. And then once he's seen them all, then he's going to go back and he's going to know which is the right place. Because that's just what he does. And he looks at this situation and he says, so how does this work? Because we're used to living in 3D Earth. The current Earth that we live in, well, pretty much. And where we're going is 5D Earth. That apparently this Earth used to be. And it's working its way into becoming again. And I was going down the list of emotions that you can select on Facebook with your post, because I was posting something from in 5D, and I was having a hard time looking at all these emotions, because in 5D a lot of these pissy emotions, they don't exist. Pissed off emotions and just unhappy, perplexed emotions, you won't have those. So from a 5D perspective, what exactly is Jesus doing? In 3D, people are mixed up because they identify themselves with the physical body. You're going to look at everybody and say, well, without the physical body, then you're not here. But no, it's very 3D and it's hard to get people to change, except that if you simply were, you're Harry Potter in Hogwarts, how did you do everything? Well, you did it from where you were with your wand power. Well, some of them changed the shape of their body. They shape-shifted. Pierre Pettigrew became a rat or something. So do wizards think of themselves as a body? I think in Harry Potter, for the sake of us 3D people, they did. But I think a pure wizard, no. It's hard to get my head around it, because I've had a body my whole life. But I don't think wizards have bodies. They have consciousness. They can manifest a body, which is, present a body in physical space. But when they're done with the body, they can make the body disappear and their consciousness could still be there and you just don't know because you're just not conscious enough to recognize when there's, magicians, in your room, but you can't see them because they've vibrated or something. Maybe they didn't vibrate out, maybe they just didn't manifest a body, but their consciousness is there. Is that going to creep you out, It could be very creepy. I think it could be scary. Anyways, do you eat fish in the 5D world? Because it appears from the Jesus story that, he did. And Jesus would be 5D kind of person, calibrating at 1,000 on the scale of human consciousness. Could you eat that fish? I know Jesus, multiplied, but is it fish? How can it be fish? Maybe fish grows from fish eggs. It has to take years to grow into a fish that you can eat. So was it fish? What exactly did he do? Well, according to the stories, he took the template of a fish, a material body of a fish. You took the template and using the template multiplied the fish. The template does exist. Morphic fields is research done by Rupert Sheldrake. And he talks about these morphic fields being real, so that's where your template is. And did he have to have, well, in the story, he had to have a little bit of original fish and a little bit of original bread. I don't think he needed it. If you're doing it Harry Potter style, he had to have done it that way. So how come we can't manifest a fish out of thin air? I think we're going to be able to. It's coming. How soon? You might have these things happen to you. A one-off dealie. I had a one-off dealie last fall. I was out of cigarettes. Somebody drove down the street, pulled into the parking lot, pulled right in front of my place where I was, got out of the car, handed me a cigarette. He had a cigarette, the both of us had a cigarette. I said, "Thank you very much." He nodded, he got back in his car, and he fucked off. I was out of cigarettes. I wasn't waving and flagging anybody down. I was kind of thinking I need to go to the store buy. Somebody drove up, a total stranger, drove right up to the door where I was standing, got out of the car, gave me a cigarette. He smoked a cigarette too. We were both done a cigarette, got in his car, and he drove away. That happened to me last year. I was out of cigarettes. That's a true story. So, and other things happen. I got to go to the store. I went to the store today and bought things the normal way. But that's an indication of what's coming. And it was like, I didn't even think, right now I need a cigarette. I didn't think that. But it just arrived. And that's what it says in various biblical, scriptural passages from the Bible. But, the way that God works in 5D is before you could even think about it, there it is. It's like Radar O'Reilly. He knew there was incoming choppers before everybody else could hear the choppers. So, that's what's coming. So, was it real fish? Yeah. Well, what about the living thing that was the fish? Was there a living soul in there, or whatever you call it, inside the fish? I think it was cooked fish. He multiplied cooked fish and cooked bread. So we didn't have a big bread baking oven thing there. You just came out of there, and there it is in your hand. Is that possible? Yeah. Can you explain it? No. And from time to time over the past year, and it happened a couple times in the past few days, not today, but the day before, it's like it didn't just happen with one kind, but it was like a kind of flying bug. It appeared in my room for a short time, a minute, and then it disappeared, and then I don't know, a day later it reappeared for a minute, and then it was gone. And last year, housefly, it's in the room, I can see it. It's flying around. It phased out. I was watching it, and then it disappeared. It was flying around the room and it disappeared. Is this Mandela effect? It happened. It's happened to me multiple times where I've seen things that are, according to 3D, impossible. But you have to get used to the idea that 5D is magical. And that's what's coming. So, So would you eat Jesus' fish? I don't know. I mean, because if you had a replicator on Star Trek, that's a technological way of doing what this Jesus miracle. And if you ordered fish out of a replicator, it's a template of cooked fish. I don't think they're growing a live fish. So could you eat that? I don't know. Do you want to eat that Frankenfood? I don't hardly eat that much anyways. There's a lot of days I don't feel like eating. So, I don't know where to go with this because it's like it doesn't happen. Like it does happen. There's things happening. It's unpredictable, predictable. I don't know. It was just the vegan thing about Jesus and fish. But if it was like a template of pre-cooked fish, if Jesus made it, it'd probably be okay. I don't know this replicator thing because what are they using, as the substrate? What goes in the machine and comes out as cooked fish? I mean, some people, like Corey Good was talking about it, the whistleblower. He said it's like, it was like protein powder, protein liquid that they pour in the machine. The machine changes the protein into cooked fish. It doesn't sound good. I don't want to eat that replicated food. It doesn't sound good. This is, the fish, if it was like, it came out of the template, out of the morphic field, and it's already cooked. And then, you get a piece of Jesus' templated bread and some of his templated fish, and, maybe it's, salted salmon or something. I don't want to tell you it didn't taste good. I mean, they must have fed all those people. I gotta go. I don't know. How are you gonna make this? If you want to know more about this, I'll put the link below. In5D is the website. Go check it out. Blow your mind. Is it true? I gotta tell you. I got a cigarette from a guy driving down the road. Somehow, something, he knew to pull it and give me a cigarette, smoke, and then go. Get used to it.